morning, everyone. My name is Bruha Manel, and I am from Isat Wildemiden Secondary School. And now I'll be citing natural science in a debate that decides which one is the domain. And I'm really glad the audience is present with us here today. And concerning my side, I would like to take a moment to clearly state what I am defending here today. Today I'll be, as we all know, or maybe we don't know, natural science and social science play a fundamental role in our societies today. But the debate lies whether which one is the domain and which one is just a benefactor. So I believe that natural science is the domain and that social science is the benefactor. I have my reasons, but I don't believe, I believe that this is not appropriate to the audience. But let me tell you what you would like to hear. Most of us here are young, and we have some older people as well. So if we are planning our future, and if we're looking for jobs, I believe that natural science really offers a lot of jobs, and also social science offers jobs, but social science, people who have graduated by law have a really rare chance of entering the field they want. For example, if you would like to be the president, per country, there's only one president. So being a president is really, you have a really low chance. And also lawyers, look, if you're wanting to be a lawyer in a peaceful country such as Eritrea, I think your chances would be really low. So what you'd like to rather side with natural science, which offers many jobs including medical doctors. I'm 100% sure that there are many jobs open for people who would like to cure others. And if you would truly like to help your society, first you need to emerge a society, right? And society, like a country, it's composed of many things, including infrastructure, right? And who deals with infrastructure? Natural scientists. If you want to make homes for people, then you would rather side with natural science. And also, if you want to feed your people, you're going to have to study agriculture, how food is produced, and how to bring it to the people. This also deals with natural science. So natural science can offer you jobs and can put a roof over your head, and also can sustain the community. And other things that natural science does is it can, when sudden things happen, like the COVID-19 pandemic, the people who found out about it, how to cure it and how to prevent it. Sorry, we don't really know how to cure it, but we know how to prevent it, right? The people who found out about all of these are the natural scientists. They have studied, and the studies they conducted helped millions from suffering and from dying. I'm sure if there were only social scientists, people would have done nothing at all. And if for some people who are generally new to natural science is something that every one of us does in their day-to-day lives. I'm sure as a kid, we all have touched fire once or twice, and we have learned that fire burns our hands. This is natural science itself. The only difference between natural scientists and us is because natural science, they have devoted their lives into studying natural science. And without them, we would still be in the savannah, on trees, hiding from predators, waiting for the sun to come. So people, as a conclusion, if you truly seek to benefit your society, if you would like to put roofs over many people's heads, if you would like to feed your society, and or if you would like to truly gain pure knowledge, you should definitely aim to natural science. And if you truly want to sustain your dominance over planet Earth, then I think natural science is the best field for you. Thank you, everyone. That was my presentation.
It was such a nice presentation. I want really to appreciate you, but actually I can't agree with you, as I am a social science better than natural science. I have such questions to ask you. You said that how this natural science deals with how to cure such diseases using experiments, but you don't care about the. But you are not caring about the, what do you say about your natural science products that causes destructions on Hiroshima and Nagasaki on Japan, about the deaths of millions of people there.
So, okay, look, what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki was an effect due to social science. Look, my reasons are, look, what natural science did here is produce a weapon to aid the war caused by people who had different social science ideas, okay? Natural science here was only helping a cause which was caused by what? By social scientists, people who had different ways of looking into societies. They wanted Hiroshima and Nagasaki out of the map. Natural science only provided a way, an opportunity, like it always has. So this is an effect, pure effect of social scientists. Thank you.
It is not. Because you are not caring about the deaths of millions of people there. The missiles, the nuclear bombs from America caused the Nagasaki and the Hiroshima to deaths of millions of people. And it is not the effect of the social science. Because when the people can't agree with it, we can solve it by social science. We can solve the peace or the problems by agreeing. But the natural scientists produce such a thing. Okay. If there is no peace and stability in a country or in your country, can the natural sciences work? It works properly and efficiently, and how?
Okay, all right. Peace and stability, okay? Look, in order to have peace and stability, okay, of course, social science plays a great role in peace and stability of one country, but you should understand, okay? Anyone who has the upper hand in technology these days has the upper hand in peace and prosperity. Look, social science might conduct ideas that will somehow cause peace and stability, but natural science is the one that provides for everything. Look, if your people are facing hunger, and if there is a bunch of social scientists, how will they deal with this hunger? Look, if there is hunger, people will start to revolt against the government. And then what? Not peace and stability. But natural science is the one that provides for everything. Look, if your people are facing hunger, and if there is a bunch of social scientists, how will they deal with this hunger? Look, if there is hunger, people will start to revolt against the government. And then what? Not peace and stability. And this is an effort of our social science. But if people could have focus on natural science, on agriculture, on how to feed their people efficiently, then peace and stability is due. So natural science plays a very important role in peace and stability.
Hello everyone. First, good morning, dear judges, audiences, students, and my opponents. My name is Betel Teke from Tzada Christian Secondary School, grade 10, specifically in the base section 7. I would like to thank for those who gave me this golden chance in order to share my ideas in front of you on the topic which is given to us, social science versus natural science. I am with the social science versus natural science. I have such points to say that social science is better than natural science. But before I proceed to that, I want to tell you that what social science means. And I am sure that my points are convincing enough to change your minds in order to be social scientists. Social science is a particular subject that deals with the study of people in a society and the philosophy of living together. If we speak or thought about the social science, we are discussing about management, leadership, psychology, history, the leadership, and others. My first point is management. When we say management, management is the art of controlling or running a business. Professions like manager, president, and other leaders play an important role, as it's crucial and the base for many developments and for making something new and developing it. Many things in the world are becoming nothing by the lack of the social science department, which is management. Many things without efficient management are less than a single thing with efficient management. The many things will disappear early, but the one will prosper from day to day. Let's take simple and real example, which is a family. A family can have a lot of resources like wealth or happiness, but without manager or a parent, the family loses its natural resources within a short period of time. Even it can lose the life and the behavior of their children by addiction. Other example is we can take a crew of natural science scientists which are in space or in ocean. These scientists need this management under social science in order to manage the findings and the researches they get. Even in order to manage the water, the food and other supplies they get in order to be successful scientists in their works. My other, in general, scientists, continents, countries, even everyone lead and are administered from the fruit of this stream. Before I proceed to my second point, which is economics, I want you to imagine something, which is your family without a parent, your school without your director, your village without your administrator, and your country without a government. My second point is economics. When we say economics, it is a subject that deals with the study of how to organize our money, industry, and the trade we have. Economics also studies about how to get money, how to manage it, and how to find the right direction in order to have better life. Also, this economics deals or concerns with the international business transactions, which is the main source of income and the main source of development for a country. As it said, my third point is tourism. Many historical remains, historical places, the art, paintings, different ethnic group languages, the music plays an important role for attraction of a country by other tourists. We can take an example, which is history of bravery of Eritrea, its music, its different ethnic group languages like Kunama, Nara and others, its historical remains, places like Adulis play an important role for Eritrea in order to be attractive country by others. These paintings, art and others also play an important role for entertaining ourselves. As it said, the past is the key for the future. We need our history in order to develop our country in best way. My first point is the peace and stability, law and political structure. One's country, in order to contain or in order to maintain its peace and stability, it needs efficient law and stable political structure. These things are maintained only under the social stream. Can we find such an interesting and an efficient department within the natural science? No, we can't find any subject like this. So we need to study this social science in order to contain peace and stability in our country. We can take an example, which is the war between Ukraine and Russia. The war within Ethiopia are not caused because of the lack of resources or the need for something. It is because of the improper management, unstable political structure, and inefficient law. My other point is the social life. Social life plays, or departments like psychology and sociology play an important role in such things. It also studies about the needs and wants of human beings. And also, this psychology studies about the behavior of human beings. That is an important factor in order to maintain peacefully and happily life with our society. In order to conclude my presentation, I want to say that the natural science studies about nature and property, but the social science studies about metaphysics, that is the ideology of human beings and others. The idea, in order to study the property of human beings, we need the idea, which is under the social science. In other ways, we are saying that the natural science is the daughter of the natural science, or the natural science is the daughter of social science. As social science maintains peace and security, as it maintains peace and stability, as it solves economic problems, as it maintains the basic unit of development for a country, I can conclude that it is 100% better than the natural science. I want to conclude my presentation by a quote, which is, "History makes man wise," which is under the social science. And I want you, users, to study the social science in order to maintain the African countries' instability and the peace between them, in order to contain happy, peaceful, and stable country, and to develop it properly. Thank you.
It was really amazing what you just said. Okay, and I think I can agree with you in something. So you mentioned management, right? So in social science manages what natural scientists bring, right? So the resources that natural scientists bring. Also, social science has human biology. Natural science has biology. So at the same time, everything which is stated under humans, ecology, and also geography, human geography, they are under what? Social science. But when we come to natural science, there is what? There's nature itself, like you've already said. We study nature, so natural science study nature, and there is also a concluding field for all of the subfields you just mentioned. So do you agree that social science is just another subset of natural science devoted to humans only?
Can you clarify it?
Look, simple question. Do you agree that social science is a subset of natural science devoted to human beings only?
No, I will not agree with you that the social science is, as I said before, the natural science is the daughter of social science. As I said before, if you have many natural resources like whales, happiness, or others, can you manage it without the social science? Or how can you develop it without the social science, without law, without peace and stability, and others?
Okay, second question. Look, human beings are a part of nature, right? And nature doesn't only consist of human beings. It consists of a lot of things. The environment, animals, climate, weather, everything, right? But social science is only devoted to the studying of human beings and their interactions. So how can you truly understand human beings' existence and their place in the universe if you don't know the universe to begin with?
The universe by itself is creative. It is an art. It is under the social science. The art, all the natures which are under the natural science are creative things. So they are under the art or the social science. And if the social science also studies about, not only about human beings, but it also studies about our environment, like psychology or sociology. The sociology studies about the people's interaction with their environment, the resources they have, what they need, what they wear, what they have, and other things. So the natural science can't be better than the social science. It is under it.
You've made multiple mistakes, but fine.
Okay, first of all, good morning, respected examiners, teachers, accurate timekeeper, my worthy opponents, as well as audience. I humbly express my thanks for your interest on the topic. I am Kevin Tedros from Tzada Christian Secondary School, hereby standing in front of you to argue on the given topic, adhering natural science is better than social science. If I have your permission, I would like to begin defining what science is. Science is the logical and systematic method of acquiring knowledge. It's broadly classified into two major fields, namely natural and social science. The natural science deals about the natural or physical environment, whereas the social science is concerned with the social or cultural environment. Despite their variance on the subject matter they are concerned in, both fields are required to follow the same principles and procedures to achieve the desired goal. So to proceed to my argumentative point, let me begin with the first point, which is predictive power. The strength of the natural science lies in the predictive power as compared to even the most highly developed social science. This is because natural sciences are based on carefully designed experiments, mathematical equations, and empirical data. Moreover, the natural science can make detailed and precise predictions that the social sciences are not able to. The reason behind that is the results and prediction under social science require controlled experiments, and this is seldom possible as people are involved. And that's why the social sciences research and its results is always far short of the natural science. Another point that asserts the superiority of the natural science is reliability. The natural science is better than the social science in being independent of the individual making scientific observations. For instance, research made in natural science under the same controlled experiments will always yield the same results irrespective of the person doing the experiment or time or place of the experiment. Whereas in the case of social science, different views and solutions are proposed by different individuals to a specific issue, and accordingly the same result cannot be assumed for the social science that tends to be more ambiguous and less accurate. My third point is that their validity. The origin of social behavior, unlike natural, are almost extremely complex, involving many social, historical, psychological, and other factors. As a result, it's much more difficult for the social scientists than for the natural scientists to sort out cause and effect because many more variables tend to be involved. For example, it's relatively easy to establish why does water boil, or what effect pressure has on the volume of a gas. On the other hand, it's much more difficult for the social scientists to establish why civilization decay, why new religions emerge, or why fashion change. My last but not least point is that ethical considerations. The natural scientists have no qualms about experimenting with rays of light or animals. However, the dignity and privacy of human beings must be respected. For instance, we cannot deliberately raise boys as girls to see what effects the experience would have on their later sex role adjustment. Though interesting and valuable the findings might be. Nor can we arrange parents abuse their children so that we can see how much mistreatment affects personality, no matter how useful the results might be. Thus, ethical consideration plays several limitations on the way the social scientists can use. So to sum up my argument, what I would like to say is, as it's well known, the social sciences have been struggling from the very beginning to get their status as fully acknowledged science. Meaning, its history is replete with attempts at trying to imitate the methods, logic, and techniques of the natural science. All in all, the social science is not as good as the natural science because it fails or it has limitations on the way it studies its subject matter. And to finalize my argument, what I would like to say, I would like to finalize my argument saying this quote, which is, natural science to our world is like fins to fish, meaning we cannot explore the world without natural science as fish can't the sea without social science. This is all what I have. Thank you for your attention.
It was a very nice presentation. I really appreciate you. But I totally opposite to what you were saying on your presentations. You said the causes and effects are easily studied by natural science, right? Yeah. But causes and effects are easily studied by social science. For example, as we all know, there are scarcities in our world, right? Scarcities of natural resources. So natural science, so how can those scarcities, be managed if there wasn't social science?
You know what? When we want to know the cause and effects in social science, we have to make an experiment, right? And in this case, it is difficult to get an accurate information through making experiments in humans, because if they know they are being experimented or investigated, they can act as if they were not. So it's difficult to know the cause and effects in social science. But when we want to know the cause and effects about social science, for example, when we say, why does water boil? They can just get into a laboratory and find the answer.
To make it clear, what I was saying was, okay, let me ask you that, who are you? Or what is your identity?
I don't. What do you mean?
What I mean is, it's a simple question. Who are you, or what is your identity?
What you want to know?
I want to know that. What I want to make you clear is, who are you? Just from which country are you?
I'm Kevin Tidros from Eritrea.
To make it clear that you are from a country which cost 65 martyrs and thousands of hundreds wounded soldiers to bring back this flag to their people, right? So those martyrs, those 65 martyrs who dedicate and sacrifice themselves are not weren't dedicate or sacrifice themselves for the sake of the hills, valleys, or the mountains of the country Eritrea, but they sacrificed or dedicated themselves for the sake of their community, for the sake of their country, or for the sake of their people. So what can you say about this?
The success of our fathers to get the independence was not just using the social science, but also they used natural science, meaning they used scientific methods to get the success. I mean, they have used, of course, weapons or strategies, and these are accurately the natural sciences methods.
You know what? I don't think you're totally wrong. You're right. It's totally wrong. Because the Eritrean struggle, Eritrean army struggle was Eritrean army struggle was based on the people, based on the Eritrean people. The Eritrean people supported the armed struggle so that we get our independence. The Eritrean armed struggle fought for about 30 years because of the support, because of they were getting supporters from the people, which is. What I'm trying to make it clear is the role of social science, in everything, because social science is all about the societies, it's all about the individuals, or it's all about the social lives. So we got our independence because of the people, because of the unity of the people, because of the supporting of the people. Thank you for answering my question. Good morning, dear respected judges, audience, opponents, and teachers. I'd like to give my appreciations for organizing these incredible programs, and you, audience, for coming here to motivate and elevate us. So I'm really glad to be presented in front of you. My name is Hanna Fsaya from Zato Limited Secondary School. Today, we all are here to present, explain, and debate about the two argumentative topics, which is natural science and social science. So I strongly support to the field or to the topic social science, or I'm the one who says social science is the base. Before I begin to explain about my topic, let me say something about the mother of these two broad classifications, which is science. Science is a Latin word which is derived. Science is derived from a Latin word which is scientia, meaning knowledge. Literally, the word science means producing solutions for some problems in a scientific way, in a scientific methods. So it is highly related to social science. Social science is a branch of science which is devoted to study about human societies and the relationships among individuals within those societies. Social science studies about the societies and the individuals' backgrounds, the way they live, the way they act, the way they communicate, and etc. Social science was formerly referred to the field of sociology, which is originally called science of society. Social science was begun at the age of enlightenment in 1618, and its growth is written or reflected in the Grand Encyclopedias of Diderot. So we can refer the Grand Encyclopedias of Diderot if you want to know the growth of social science. Social science encompasses everything. Social science leads you to prejudice should be avoided or stopped. Here are the pointers which clarifies or which proves the advantages of social science, to make it clear why to say students have to avoid extreme prejudice. This is because, number one, social science develops critical thinking. Number two, social science improves or develops your method or your problem-solving ways. Number three, it shapes your characteristics, makes you to be social as not to be isolated from your community or society. Fourth, it develops or improves your leadership skills. Fifth, it improves you, or it teaches you the way to respond to changes, and etc. So, social science, that's the reason which makes me social science is a very vast topic. It encompasses so many branches under it. These are the psychology, archaeology, anthropology, politics, economics, law, history, geography, and etc. So for today, and according to the time I'm given, I'll describe some of them. These are the economics, law, linguistic, and anthropology. So the first one is economics. Economics is one of the most major major branches of social science, which studies how to help people to organize their resources, to manage their natural resources, and to allocate them usefully or effectively. In social science, economics plays the biggest role. This means, as we all know, there are scarcities in our world, right? So the economics is highly affected the natural resources to be managed well. So the second one is law. Law is most of the time law is based on the communities or societies' way of life or their customs and their norms. Assume if there wasn't peace and stability, or if there wasn't law, we all would kill each other, or the one who's the most powerful would be the most dominant in this world, or in this community, or in this era. So law protects us from those criminal activities and makes us to be equal in this earth, or in this planet Earth. The third one is linguistic. Linguistic, as its name indicates, is a branch of science which is devoted to study about language, about the science of languages. For example, English, its structures and its grammatics is included in linguistic. The first and the last but not least point is that the anthropology. Anthropology studies about science of men. It is holistic, which studies about humanities, their existence, their relationships with their environment, and etc. There are physical and biological anthropologists, which studies about human beings. So this biological or physical anthropologist studies about the human biology and their physical environments. So at my conclusion, I want to conclude my idea, giving you some advice, especially if you are tennis grade students. You have to avoid extreme prejudice. You have to know the benefits of social science, because it gives, as what I've already said in my presentation, it has a lot of opportunities. It gives high job opportunities. It makes you to think far and farther. It makes you to be smart enough. It makes you, or it teaches you the way to manage your resources, to allocate everything you have, even to manage your time, to manage your abilities, and to do everything. Generally, everything is encompassed, or everything is controlled in social science. Even indirectly, natural science is the daughter of social science. So everyone here, students, leaders, users, and everyone here, study social science. Do you want to know about your society's backgrounds? Refer to social science. Do you want to know about yourself? Do you want to know about yourself, the way you formed, or do you want to know about your language, the value of your language, and etc.? Refer to social science. Do you want to know about how to raise up your economic status? Refer to social science, because everything is encompassed and controlled in social science. Thank you for listening to me silently. I finished my explanation. Thank you.
Okay, first, I would really like to appreciate your presentation. But I have an antagonistic idea from yours, and I have provided questions to ask you. To begin with the first question, do you think that social science is consistent? Do you think that social science is consistent? Means, is it reliable? Can we get the same information from our experiment?
You know what? Social science is the basic, which is the fundamental thing for everything. As what I've already said in my presentation, even natural science is indirectly the daughter of social science. This is because the resources, as what we were debating before, the natural resources, the managing natural resources, to know who you are, to know just everything about yourself, about your community, about your society, even about your country, you have to refer to social science. This means, to answer your question, social science has a lot of realities. It makes everything. Or makes you to see in a pragmatic way. This is, as what I've already said in my presentation, economics, especially, for example, economics, it studies about how how the people can allocate or manage their natural resources, right? So we can do, if we do it in a pragmatic way, it is such an effective field. So everything, whatever we do, whatever we act, whatever we communicate, whatever we use, is controlled or encompassed in social science. So of course it is to pre-code.
Okay. In your presentation, you said that social science, natural science is daughter of social science. But really, natural science is daughter of social science, or it is natural science is superset of social science. Can you explain that? Because natural science is, social science studies about the rights the natural science made.
Thank you. You know what? Social science studies about everything, as what I've already said. So, for example, assume or consider if there wasn't peace and stability, how would you be right here, or how would we all be right here? It is impossible, right? So the social science, the reason to say social science, natural science is the daughter of social science is because social science gives you safety. Social science gives you everything, which even studies about the natural science. That's the reason to say natural science is the daughter of social science. Because indirectly, for example, there are natural resources in our in our world, right? But they are not efficient. There's a scarcity of natural resources. So how can we manage all these resources using a social science? Assume we all are here. Communicating using a language, right? We too are debating using English language, right? So how could we communicate? How could we debate each other if there wasn't linguistic, which studies about language? There are many languages in our world, right? So one of them is English, which is the international word.